Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Gitasha Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 3rd of January. Top security official confirms Pakistan-based terror group behind recent attack in Indian Kashmir. White House defends US President Trump's tweet aimed at Pakistan to announce action. And Nepal's National Assembly election likely on February 8. And now for all the details. Militants gunned down after they stormed a paramilitary training center in India's Jammu and Kashmir province on Sunday. Were associated with Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammad terror group, a security official confirmed on Tuesday. 4 Indian paramilitary personnel also lost their lives during the gun battle with the militants.
Militants who attacked a paramilitary training center in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province last week were locals, recruited by Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammad or JEM terror group, a security official said on Tuesday. 4 personnel of India's paramilitary Central Reserve Police Force or CRPF and 3 militants were killed in a gun battle that ensued after militants stormed the training center in Pulwama district.
जैश का ट्रेंड रहा है फिदायन अटैक्स करने का और ये जैश के सदस्य थे, लोकल थे, ये बात आपकी सही है। लोकल का इन्वॉल्वमेंट जैसा आपने कहा समय समय पर देखा गया है, तो इस चुनौती को भी सभी एजेंसीज देख रही हैं और उसमें जो है सफलता के लिए और इसका भी अध्ययन किया जा रहा है कि इसको जो है कैसे काउंटर किया जाए.
Indian security officials have earlier alleged a relentless social media campaign has been started by Pakistan to lure youth in the Kashmir Valley to join militancy. New Delhi accuses Islamabad of training and arming militants and helping them infiltrate across the line of control that divides Kashmir. Pakistan denies those allegations.
The White House on Tuesday said Pakistan needs to step up its fight against terrorism. The statement came as it defended US President Donald Trump's accusation that Islamabad deceived Washington by sheltering terrorists in return for $33 billion aid.
The White House on Tuesday said it wanted to see Pakistan do more to fight terrorism and that it would likely announce actions to pressurize Islamabad within days. The statement came after US President Donald Trump's tweet aimed at Pakistan on Monday, which blamed Islamabad for continuing to provide safe haven to militants on its territory. Trump said that the US had foolishly handed Pakistan more than $33 billion in aid over the last 15 years while getting nothing in return.
The president is simply following through on a commitment that he made because this is a president who does what he says he's going to do. We know that Pakistan can do more to fight terrorism, and we want them to step up and do that.
U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley on Tuesday said that the United States was withholding $255 million in aid from Pakistan because of its failure to cooperate fully in America's fight against terrorism. Meanwhile, Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahid Abbasi on Tuesday chaired a National Security Committee or NSC meeting in Islamabad that focused on Trump's critical tweet. After the NSC meeting, which was attended by civil military leadership, the Pakistan government said it was disappointed by Trump's stance but would not act in haste over what he had said.
Moving on, locals in Pakistan-administered Kashmir have blamed Islamabad of trampling upon the state's subject laws and subsequently changing the demography of the illegally occupied region. They fear they will soon be a minority in their own homeland.
Locals in Pakistan-administered Kashmir have alleged that Islamabad is settling people from other parts in the illegally occupied region to change the demography of the area. They fear they will soon not be able to claim the region as their home anymore and will turn into a minority as the Pakistani authorities are providing land to tribal people from outside the region.
यहाँ पर कानून है कि यहाँ पर बाहर का कोई बाशिंदा ज़मीन अलाट नहीं करवा सकता, ख़रीद नहीं सकता और स्टेट सब्जेक्ट इसलिए जारी किए जा रहे हैं ताकि बाहर से जो कबायली ज़रात हैं उनको यहाँ पर जो ज़मीनें वो प्रोवाइड की जाएं और यहाँ पर कश्मीर का जो एक तरफ नेशनल क्वेश्चन है उसको मुतासर कर सकें और दूसरी तरफ यहाँ पर जो लोकल लोगों का इस्तेसाल है वो करने की तरफ जा।
Residents in Pakistan-administered Kashmir have long accused that they are treated as second-class citizens by Islamabad and denied even basic rights. A part of the erstwhile princely province of Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistan-administered Kashmir was illegally annexed by Pakistan over 6 decades back. Islamabad continues to control the region through a puppet administration and a semblance of democracy.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan, the Afghan authorities on Tuesday welcomed US President Trump's decision to adopt a more harsh policy towards Pakistan over its controversial role in the fight against terrorism. The US has already announced to cut $255 million as aid to Pakistan for failing to tackle militancy.
Afghan government on Tuesday praised US President Donald Trump for adopting a more harsh policy towards Pakistan over its controversial role in the fight against terrorism. Members of Afghanistan's parliament announced their support for Trump's statement, in which he blamed Islamabad for fooling around with Washington. The Afghan authorities said they now hope that the US officials will take practical steps and mount more pressure on Pakistan.
فکر میکنم وارد مرحله شدیم که اگر پاکستانی عملاً با ایالات متحده آمریکا همکاری نکنن شاید گام ها و گزینه های بعدی برای وادار ساختن پاکستان به همکاری برداشته شود.
Meanwhile, the Afghan presidential palace also welcomed the US move on Pakistan.
استادگی مردم افغانستان و فداکاری های نیروهای دفاعی و امنیتی ما سبب شده تا دنیا امروز یک درک درست از وضعیت در منطقه داشته باشد و حقانیت ما در مبارزه با تروریسم تثبیت شود.
While unveiling his new war strategy for Afghanistan and South Asia in August, Trump had slammed Pakistan for providing safe haven to terrorists, and US officials threatened to cut financial assistance to Islamabad. The US has now already announced to cut $255 million as aid to Pakistan.
More on news from Afghanistan. Atta Mohammad Noor, the ousted governor of Afghanistan's Balkh province on Tuesday, said he was waiting for the launch of negotiations between government and his Jamiat-e-Islami party. Noor has maintained he will not step down from his position without a political agreement.
Atta Mohammad Noor, one of Afghanistan's powerful regional leaders, on Tuesday said he was waiting for the launch of negotiations between the government and his Jamiat-e-Islami party. The rift between the presidential palace and Jamiat had intensified after Noor was removed from his post as Balkh provincial governor by President Ashraf Ghani in December. Noor has maintained that despite the attempt to oust him as provincial governor, he is still the Balkh's leader and would never leave without a decree.
تو که افراد ولگرد دوسیدار جنایتکار جمع میکنی سلام میتی که مثل مزار و یک شهر با آشوب بکشانی تو چه دلیل داری در برابر قانون و ملت؟
He further called on his supporters to be ready for civil action and remain united. Noor has used his position in Balkh as a power base to push for a major role on the national stage and has been seen as a top rival of Ghani. His Jamiat-e-Islami party has also condemned the presidential palace's decision, terming it irresponsible and against the principles of the national unity government.
In news from Nepal, the Nepal government is set to announce the date for the National Assembly election for February 8, as recommended by the Election Commission. The prescribed date will be announced formally after the cabinet meeting likely to be held on Thursday.
The Nepalese government is preparing to hold National Assembly or any election on February 8th as per the recommendation of the Election Commission. The expected date for the crucial poll was disclosed by Premier Sher Bahadur Dyoba and Chief Election Commissioner Ayodhi Prasad Yadav after the two held a meeting recently. Nepalese President Bidya Devi Bhandari signed the National Assembly Act last week to open the way for the commencement of the NA polls. The ordinance was put on hold at the President's office as political parties were not able to resolve their disputes over the modality of electing NA members through consensus. The dispute had delayed the process to form a new government in Nepal and now is likely to miss the constitutional deadline for it.
That is obvious because upper house is not yet formulated. Lower house has to be completed only after the upper house results. These two reasons have been given, but main thing behind it is the political ill motives of both parties would be the proper comment regarding this.
Nepal witnessed a successful conduction of historic parliamentary and provincial polls in November and December last year.
You would have seen people depositing money, jewelry and other precious possessions in bank lockers. But now there is a bank in India's northern Kanpur city where people can store ashes of their loved ones after cremating them.
In a unique initiative, a bank in India's northern Kanpur city is allowing people to store ashes of their loved ones after cremating them. According to Hindu tradition, one cannot keep ashes in homes after cremation. Keeping this in mind, a group started this service by the name of Asthi Kalash Bank or Ashes Urn Bank in accordance with Hindu customs. Persons using the bank are given a card with the locker's number written on it. They can then store the ashes of their loved ones in the locker for free for up to 30 days. If no one comes to collect the ashes within that period, then the bank buries them.
कि जो लोग यहाँ पर अपने परिजनों का यहाँ शवदाह करते हैं उनको बाद में बची हुई अस्थियाँ रखने के लिए स्थान नहीं मिलता है। उन अस्थियों को वो कहाँ ले जाएं? उन्हें परंपरागत रूप से घर में नहीं रखा जा सकता। बहुत से लोगों की ये कामना होती है कि हम 10-15 दिन बाद इन अस्थियों को लेके जाएं यहाँ, और उन्हें रखने के लिए बड़ी यहाँ समस्या आ रही थी।
आराम ये है, आदमी को भटकना नहीं पड़ता इधर उधर, अपना ले जाने वाला ले जा, नहीं तो अपना रख जाए। बस ये लाकर बने हुए अंदर, उसमें डर जाइए आप।
According to a Hindu belief, the human body is made up of 5 elements, namely fire, water, earth, wind and sky. And after someone dies, the dead body is supposed to be burnt to merge the mortal remains with those 5 elements. After the body is burnt, remaining bones and ashes are immersed in holy rivers or buried in the ground after some days.
Devotees in northern India on Tuesday converged on the banks of Ganges River to take a holy dip to mark the beginning of auspicious Magh Mela festival. According to Hindu belief, one's sins are washed by taking dip in Ganges River during the festival, which begins on a full moon day.
Braving the winter chill, scores of devotees on Tuesday thronged the banks of River Ganges in India's northern Allahabad city to take a holy dip to mark the beginning of Magh Mela festival. The Magh Mela starts every year in the month of January and continues till the month of February. Devotees believe bathing in the river during this period would wash away their sins. The festival begins with Purnima or full moon day.
आज पुष्य पूर्णिमा है, आज से माघ स्टार्ट हो रहा है और पूरा हम लोग 1 महीना कल्पवास करेंगे, यहाँ स्नान ध्यान करेंगे और इससे पूरा 1 महीना स्नान करने से बहुत पुण्य मिलते हैं और बहुत पुण्य अर्जित होते हैं.
Around 150 million devotees are expected to throng Sangam during the 40-day festival. Teams of police, paramilitary forces and commandos have been deployed to ensure proper security. It is considered to be a very auspicious time when devotees, not only from the province but from across the country, throng the fair.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.